Ken Baldry runs 3,400 hectare Wallandoon East with his brother, Charlie. It's a mixed farming property with 8,500 ewes and grain crops. Their commitment to natural resource management goes back a long way, and while Ken wouldn't say that they've got it all worked out, he does know where his priorities lie.
Our most valuable resource is our soil. Without our soil, we don't have anything. So from our perspective, we need to look after the soil, but we also need to make money.
Here at Wallandoon East, Ken Baldry's knowledge of his own property and the support of the Grain and Graze program have helped to develop a natural resource management system that's profitable and meets the needs of both the cropping and pasture-based systems. The Baldrys have stayed profitable and kept making improvements right through these dry times. Examples of these improvements include integrated pest management, silage production, confinement feeding of stock to spell paddocks, a flexible 10 to 12 year crop rotation plan, and enterprise changes to increase meat production. Direct drilling does not disturb the soil surface, provides greater ground cover and guards against erosion. Grazing crop residues utilises a feed resource whilst protecting crop health.
We need to have a managed system around the whole farm. In other words, the cropping needs to complement the livestock, and the cropping and livestock need to complement the sustainability of the whole system.
Building a stock confinement facility was a key change. It rests pastures and soils whilst reducing stock work. Making silage complements both meat and grain enterprises, utilising failed crops to produce a quality feed in known quantities. This allows for better planning in crop residue and feed-based management. Stock can be moved in and out at any time, as the transition from pasture to silage requires no adjustment period, with the same rumen microflora breaking down both feedstuffs.
One of the major benefits is when we do have a drought, which we've just had for 5 years, we get far less soil disturbance in stormy conditions because we've kept our organic carbons to higher levels. We don't get runoff to the extent that we've seen in the past. The root systems are healthier, stronger, so we get less erosion. I'm sure the farm is improving under this system.
In non-arable areas, native trees are sown to increase biodiversity, provide stock shelter, and to protect areas from erosion. While the changes they've made to improve their natural resource management have been their own, Ken says the Grain and Graze program has been a great resource.
The Grain and Graze project is part of a story, and I would certainly encourage farmers to take a look at what is offering from Grain and Graze, because there is a lot of good stories and a lot of worthwhile and beneficial activities have been carried out under that program.
Grain and Graze is a research and development and delivery program that's supported by Meat and Livestock Australia, the Grains Research and Development Corporation and the Australian Wool Innovation and Land and Water Australia, plus about 13 catchment management authorities across southern Australia. This program is looking to address the connections between the components on farm, those components being the pastures, the crops, the vegetation. How do I put them together to address my business outcomes?
The program doesn't just generate knowledge and leave it there. It gets to the producers. 4,000 producers are actively engaged in Grain and Graze, with 230 research and demonstration sites having run over the last 5 years.
The Grain and Graze program is supporting producers in a range of ways in the conduct of participatory R&D, where producers can engage with researchers and talk about the particular issues at a very detailed level if they want, as well as through regional workshops, training courses, just farmer discussion groups where producers in their own way can actually learn and gain the knowledge and skills about a particular technology.
And on average, the technologies developed in the Grain and Graze regions can increase profit by 9%.
Profitability and natural resource management outcomes can go hand in hand.